So I was out shooting my P22 not even 20 minutes ago, and the guide rod and spring came apart inside of the P22. What happened, or I believe happened, is the recoil eventually made this screw start coming loose and unthreading, and eventually it just came the rest of the way off. So I had actually just finished a mag, and this whole front piece just kind of like shot out, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. So I started taking the gun apart and couldn't because the spring was actually still lodged. Actually, you can see it's bent, but it was actually lodged up in this area like that, in between the slide and the frame, and it couldn't come out. Like, it was bunched up, like it literally bent over, probably about like that. So I fished it out, finally got it out. Couldn't take the slide off, obviously, because the spring was actually stuck in there. So what I'm going to do now is put Loctite on it, which I suggest everybody does, because it would be really unfortunate for this to actually happen during a firing sequence, because I mean, I don't know if it's luck or what, but if you find yourself in this situation, this is how you're gonna have to put it back together, and I would suggest you put Loctite on it. Fair disclosure, I don't do this for a living, so I'm just a hobbyist, but this is what I found out. So this little washer actually fits against this, and then the whole thing goes over it. If this happens to you and you reuse the spring, do that at your own risk. I have inspected it. Other than the spring being a little bit bent, it seems to be functioning. I did throw this back together when I was out on the range and fired 3 more shots, and it did cycle them. I've actually got my P22 to the point now where it's actually starting to cycle cheaper ammo, so I'm not having to use mini mags. I actually just went out today and shot 100 rounds of mini mags, and it cycled all of those just fine, but like Federal bulk, it didn't want to cycle them. And towards the end, it actually started breaking in even more to where it was cycling. So I've been doing some work like polishing stuff in here, but do that at your own risk too. Don't do because I did it. So I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble the guide rod and do the Loctite. I don't think this has a specific way it needs to go. It looks like it's just a washer, but again, you shouldn't take my word on that. I just really think you should put Loctite on it. That's the point of this. So before I actually start putting tension on that, I'm going to go ahead and load up the Loctite. I haven't used this Loctite in a while, so hopefully it's still good. I'm just going to put a little bit. I'd actually like to get it on the threads if I can, though. I know this is going to be super hard for y'all to see. I'm so sorry. Just a little bit. Just a little dab. And it's going to get all over my fingers, I'm sure. Okay. Just going to put pressure on it. You should wear safety glasses and all the other protective equipment when working with springs and tensions and things. Alright, and that's it. Now, I'm not going to put it back together because I'd rather it sit outside of the gun, so Loctite or whatever doesn't drip anything. I ain't going to worry about it. But that's all it's going to take. So you have to put the washer on, the spring on, and then screw that back in. And then I don't know how long this actually says it's going to sit, but I'm not going to shoot it for another at least 2 days probably. So, I mean, it's probably going to be even longer than that. But I'd let it sit for at least 24 hours. But you should look at that up and know for yourself. Because, I mean, the back of this doesn't even say, so it doesn't help me any. But yeah, I suggest everybody puts Loctite on their captured guide rod and spring if you have one. I got it from Amazon. It is the Galloway Precision captured guide rod and spring. It was like $21, and I got it. Okay, so here's the backstory for the rest of the information. I got the spring in 2016. Never had a problem with it since day one. The P22 did have some problems where I don't even remember. Oh, it wouldn't single fire. That's what it was. So I sent it back to Walther. They did some stuff in here, and it worked fine after that. Since then, I have taken it apart. I've gotten rid of the manuals or the magazine disconnect. I did do that. I have done some polish work on the hammer and stuff, trying to get it to cycle more reliably. I got this from Hughes Precision, I believe. I also got another one that was cheaper. You get the one from Hughes Precision if you get one. I think this is the one that also fits the PPK22, something like that. I don't know. If you need a link, let me know. I'll get it to you. This is the slide that the Walther had sent me after I cracked the other one. I don't know how I cracked it, but there was a crack right along here. This is a high-vis sight from Amazon as well. It was like $28 maybe. It came with a bunch of different fiber optics, a Volquartsen extractor because it got rid of some of the extraction issues I was having, and I think that's all the upgrades I've done to the P22. There was also a time where, oh, I remember what it was. It wouldn't single fire because there was a spring that actually pushes on this. The whole trigger assembly had to be replaced. I remember that being a problem too. So that's been the story I've had with this P22. If you have, I'm not going to leave it like that. If you have a capture guide rod and spring, put Loctite on it because that falling apart in your gun sucks. I didn't think about doing all that stuff with the video when it happened because I was outside on the range. But I would definitely recommend everybody takes. So all you have to do, I'm not going to take it off because I just put Loctite on it. You just have to put it down. I'd put it down on a hard surface. This side, which goes to the front of the gun, down, and then just push down on the spring, and then you just twist it with your fingers. If you need more leverage, I don't suggest getting massive amounts of pliers and putting a bunch of force on it, but you should have to just do that because, I mean, mine literally fell apart inside of my gun. So it shouldn't be on that tight. If you have any problems with this, please let me know. I would be more than glad to try to help you out with it. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm a hobbyist. I enjoy shooting 22s and other types of guns. Let me know if this helps you even. Let me know if you've had this problem before because I don't know how widespread this has been a problem, or if I just really got unlucky, or if this is something you need to check during cleaning. Because nothing that I mean, when I got the part, there was a little instruction manual of how to put it in, but I think that was it. I don't think there was anything of like, here's routine maintenance you need to do on your capture guide spring, where when you clean your gun, take it, push down on it, and then make sure it's tightened up. I don't know that that was actually in writing anywhere, but if you don't put Loctite on it, I would suggest you at least do that. I hope that you find this okay because that really was unfortunate. It was a pain. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Peace.